I'm David Wirtz, part of the Corner Church community, and Scott asked me to say a couple of words about pressure to succeed. And thinking about that, that's a major topic, a very American culture topic that we often have the pedal to the floor on making things work in our personal lives, but mainly professionally, that, you know, what can you do to really take off and make your business go, or your company, or your school, or whatever you're involved with. So there's a lot of pressure around that. I think it's also kind of a guy identity too, that you're kind of wrapped up, especially in career, that you know, people think of you about in terms of what you've done or what you're planning to do or your background. So you have this constant pressure, and it can be isolating in your own mind of, what am I going to do to get to the next level? And it's never, you get to that point and you feel like, man, is it ever going to be enough? A little bit about my own story. I'm a professor at the University of Minnesota, and kind of a long journey to that pathway of being a professor in graduate school. Remember, I got there and when I was at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and pulled into this place where barely had running water in this apartment, and across the street was this primate center. When the wind blew the wrong way, you smelled monkeys coming into your place, and had railroad tracks. It was very glamorous location, but the whole time you're like, you know, I'm going to get through, I'm going to get a good job, and you're in there, and you're just kind of this pressure cooker of trying to make it happen so that ultimately you get an academic job. And so I was fortunate, you know, after many years that this all kind of worked out. And then you get to the next pressure cooker, which is if you land a faculty position, that you're on what they call the tenure track. And so what this means is basically you get 6 years to crank out as much scholarship as humanly possible, and then a bunch of guys at the end of the 6 years vote you off the island or let you stay. So you get to the end and you just hope that it all works out. And there's so much time with your own kids that you're thinking about on the way to tenure, and you're like, I'm 2 years away from this whole thing. Did I write enough? And you're spending time with your kids, and they're on a swing, and you're thinking, you know, if I just don't publish that next article, I'm going to be living in a van down by the river next year. And there's always that pressure. So now the crazy thing is, they voted me and they kept me on the island, but now it never ends. The reality is that there's always pressure of the next thing. What are you going to do for your next set of activities? And it can be an isolating sort of venture, because you think, is it ever enough? Is it going to be when I'm in my 60s on a golf course somewhere that I'm going to finally feel, okay, the pressure's off? I'm not sure that it will ever be that way. One of the pieces of material that I read, a book a while back, that helped me a little bit think about this, is there was this book called Halftime, where a guy wrote this story about really more of a narrative of himself, of how he spent, you know, the first 30, 40 years of his life just trying to go for success and all these kind of worldly things. But he challenged the readers to say, really, it's about moving from success to significance. So what does it all mean when you go down this route, and you finally feel like you have some things under your belt, and that you can really make a contribution to the kingdom in a larger way by having significance in life, versus kind of running the rat race of success. So I'm trying to think about how to apply that to my own life, so that you don't get burnt out and you don't kind of go down this road forever, that you're constantly chasing something. So it's a kind of a daily struggle that you have to maybe decide every morning you get up that you can have balance in thinking about this stuff. But anyway, I don't have any solutions to it. I've just been thinking about this stuff, and Scott asked me to say a few words. Try to calm me down next time you see me, that things are going to be okay in life. So thanks a lot. See ya.